Ronan here of Point 5 Brewing. Please subscribe to this video or leave a comment or question after you've had a listen. Today I'm going to talk about 5 non-alcoholic beers, and for each of them I'll tell you how I think it tastes, how I think it's made, and when you might like to drink it, or if you might like to drink it. We've Clausthaler, Coors Edge, Point 5, Heineken 00, and Cerveza Athletica. We'll get things started with Clausthaler. Now, this one here is a classic. I used to drink quite a bit myself. Clausthaler has got a good, strong flavour, but I'd say it's drinkable. Let's crack it open. I'd say what's notable about Clausthaler is a little bit of bitterness, and also the way that the hops come through in this beverage. I wouldn't say that it's like the fresh hoppiness of an IPA, but the hops are definitely there, and you couldn't say that it's weak on flavour. Now, the Clausthaler, as I understand, is made with arrested fermentation, which means that they start fermenting the beer, but they stop the process before too much alcohol, more than 0.5%, is produced. And so you don't get the full fermented flavours of what would be a normal beer, but I have to say that this one is good on taste. If you like a bit of hops, I'd recommend Clausthaler. Moving on here to the Coors Edge. Now, Coors Edge is quite a bit lighter in flavour than Clausthaler. And let me give it a taste here. So with the Coors Edge, I'm definitely getting a fruity flavour. A lot less bitterness, very little bitterness. And it's kind of reminiscent of Coors Banquet, if you are familiar with that. That's a beer that has kind of a banana taste. Now, I wouldn't say the fruity aroma is quite as natural here in this non-alcoholic. I would say as well that this non-alcoholic doesn't have too much with respect to a fresh beer-like flavour. And I'm not sure how it's made. It does say on the website double brewed, which is a good one, but not quite sure what that means. So Coors Edge, definitely if you're looking for something light, although I wouldn't say it's the best in terms of match on an actual beer. Moving on here, we have Point 5. I know this one a little bit myself. All right, let me try it. So Point 5, also a lager, like all 5 of these here. This one is light on taste, it's grain forward, it's not particularly bitter, and it does taste very similar to a beer. The way that we make it, and I have the advantage of knowing since we do make it, is first by brewing a fully fermented beer. So we go all the way through to make a full lager according to a traditional Pilsner recipe. And then we remove the alcohol using, you can think of it like a sieve, that allows the alcohol through but selectively keeps the aroma. Now, what I'd say about Point 5 is this is not for you if you want something that's very crafty and very hoppy and strong on flavour. But if you want something that's refreshing and something that's very close on taste to an alcoholic lager, Point 5 could be the one for you. So with that, I'll move on to the Heineken 00 here in a can, also available in a bottle. All right, let's give this a taste. So with the Heineken 00, if you read on the website, this product isn't intended to taste like the actual Heineken. It's got the alcohol removed, and it's really got a lot removed. If you measure this, it's about 0.02% alcohol, which means you'd have to use a method like evaporation in order to get that much alcohol out. And that means that you lose flavour. But Heineken are quite good at adding back in flavour at the end, and they do get a taste that I think is quite good for a 00 beer. It doesn't quite have the beer character that a Heineken would have, but I would say that it's light. It's got a little bit more hops than what would be in, say, the Coors Edge. Less hops than what would be in the Clausthaler, I'd say. And overall, I think a good product. So that's the Heineken 00. Now, last of all, we have here the Cerveza Athletica, the light copper. Now let me open up this one here. I'd say of all the beers, this one here is definitely the most closest to a craft style it is. I would say it does a nice job on the hops, so it also have similar level of bitterness, probably a little bit more than the Heineken 0.0. The way this is made, as I understand, is arrested fermentation, so the process is stopped early before too much alcohol is produced. And there are some tastes in here that I wouldn't get in a normal beer, some flavours that just aren't fully fermented out. Now this does have quite some body, which means that there is a meaningful flavour here, certainly not light on taste. And again, I'd recommend it if you're looking for something that's more crafty on the end of the scale. Although I wouldn't say it's a particularly close match to an alcoholic beer. And so that's it for this review of beers today. Please do let me know. I will plan to add extra beers on and go through them one by one with style, production method, and whether you might like to drink them. Just comment below and consider subscribing to the channel as well. That's it from me. Cheers.